The U.S. Navy is actively adapting to the evolving threat landscape by equipping its warships, specifically the Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, with a new class of interceptors designed to combat small, fast, low-flying drones. These drones, often cheap to produce and capable of flying unpredictable flight paths, have emerged as a persistent and complex threat to naval operations. The newly fielded systems, Coyote Block 2 and Roadrunner-M, are being added as supplemental layers of defense to help ships preserve more expensive weapons, maintain readiness over long deployments, and counter drone saturation attacks that may be beyond the capacity of legacy systems. Modern naval ships were originally built to confront traditional aerial threats such as manned aircraft or large anti-ship missiles. These threats typically required high-powered radars, large surface-to-air missiles, and heavily integrated combat systems to intercept them. However, the shift in modern warfare has introduced a new class of aerial threats, drones that are small, agile, numerous, and often disposable. These drones can operate alone or in swarms and may be used to gather intelligence, act as decoys, or serve as loitering munitions capable of attacking with little warning. Unlike larger missiles such as the SM-2 or ESSM, which cost millions of dollars per shot, Coyote Block 2 and Roadrunner-M represent a much lower-cost alternative, generally priced in the hundreds of thousands. While still not inexpensive in absolute terms, they are more economical than launching a full-sized missile every time a drone appears. This cost factor is important, especially during long deployments in areas where drones appear frequently and must be engaged rapidly. Using a $2 million missile to destroy a $20,000 drone is not only inefficient, it also rapidly depletes a ship's limited missile inventory, creating strategic risk. Another important aspect of these new interceptors is their ability to loiter. Traditional missiles follow a flight path directly to a target and self-destruct or detonate upon impact. Loitering munitions like the Coyote Block 2 can remain airborne for a period after launch, flying in a preset pattern or holding in a designated area while awaiting a target. This allows them to be launched in advance of a detected threat or in response to general alerts, rather than waiting for precise targeting data. When the target becomes apparent, the loitering interceptor can adjust its flight path and engage, improving response times and increasing the chances of successful interception. Roadrunner-M expands on this concept with the added benefit of reusability. It can return to the ship if no target is engaged, be recovered, refueled, and used again. This feature is unique among current naval interceptors and may eventually lead to a shift in how navies think about ammunition use. In contrast to conventional one-time use missiles, reusable systems reduce logistical demands, extend onboard supply life, and support more frequent deployments without sacrificing shipboard readiness. This could become increasingly important as fleets operate farther from resupply hubs and engage in sustained operations where replenishment at sea is limited or infeasible. The ships already equipped with these interceptors, such as the USS Bainbridge and USS Winston S. Churchill, are part of a broader initiative to rapidly integrate these capabilities into active deployments. These destroyers are often deployed alongside aircraft carriers and are responsible for defending the strike group from a variety of air and sea threats. Adding this new capability enhances the layered defense system already in place, complementing other systems like radar-guided missiles, electronic jamming suites, close-in weapon systems, and traditional guns. Each layer in a ship's defense network serves a different role. Long-range systems engage high-priority threats before they reach striking distance. Mid-range systems handle less critical or missed threats, and close-in systems such as the phalanx gun or rolling airframe missile (RAM) launcher act as the final defense. Loitering interceptors like the Coyote Block 2 fit into a new intermediate category, capable of operating in the gap between expensive missile systems and close-in defenses. They help reduce over-reliance on any one layer and provide redundancy in case of system saturation or failure. These changes reflect a broader shift in naval doctrine. The modern battlespace is increasingly shaped by quantity and unpredictability rather than just high-performance threats. Smaller, autonomous systems have changed the economics of warfare, making mass attacks by cheap drones a real and pressing concern. The Navy's experience in recent conflicts has reinforced this point, where ships have often been required to fire expensive munitions at lower-end threats simply because no other options were available. As a result, the Navy is not only installing these systems on select ships but is also evaluating how to integrate similar capabilities fleet-wide. There are ongoing discussions about retrofitting older ships with compact launchers and software updates to support loitering interceptors, as well as future ship designs that may include them from the start. Integration also involves sensor fusion, where the ship's radar, infrared, and electro-optical systems work together to detect and cue these interceptors with precision. This kind of networked approach is essential for maximizing the effectiveness of loitering munitions, which depend on early warning and target identification to function at peak performance. Operational testing and initial deployments serve two purposes. First, they provide immediate added capability in high-risk environments. Second, they allow real-world evaluation of the system's performance, reliability, and integration with existing platforms. Lessons learned from this deployment will inform future upgrades, procurement strategies, and training protocols. It's also likely that these systems will be integrated into exercises and wargames to refine tactics and determine how they can be best used alongside more traditional weapons. Another important factor is endurance. Modern naval ships can remain at sea for long periods, but their weapon magazines are finite. Reloading vertical launch cells or even external deck-mounted launchers requires specialized support, often from logistics ships or return to port facilities. Coyote Block 2 and Roadrunner-M, because of their smaller size and simpler handling requirements, allow for larger numbers to be stored aboard or even reloaded more easily by the crew. This helps ensure that a ship can remain mission-capable even during extended operations, where traditional missiles might become scarce. While it's still early in the process, the integration of these interceptors represents a turning point in naval defense strategy. It signals a move away from solely relying on large-scale, expensive missile engagements and toward a more balanced, flexible approach that accounts for modern threats and operational realities. Whether these systems become standard across the fleet depends on many factors, including cost-effectiveness, adaptability to different ship classes, and long-term reliability. But their initial fielding shows that the Navy is actively preparing for the types of challenges it now faces, with a clear emphasis on agility, economy, and layered defense. In the broader picture, the addition of loitering interceptors demonstrates the increasing value of combining speed, autonomy, and real-time responsiveness in naval combat systems. As aerial threats become faster, more evasive, and more numerous, traditional intercept solutions are no longer sufficient alone. Ships need tools that can think and act faster, while conserving critical resources. The current deployment is a step toward meeting that challenge with systems designed not just for the next fight, but for the changing nature of warfare itself.